Okay, so Assalamualaikum and Salam Sejahtera students. So today we're going to learn about the compositions of water. Okay, so we've learned in water we have H2O, right? We have hydrogen, we have oxygen. Two molecule of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen. So we're going to look at this. How do we identify that inside of the water we have hydrogen and oxygen? So to know the composition of water, we have electrolysis of water. Okay, so this electrolysis of water, it will separate. Okay, it will separate the molecule of water, and from this, we know that inside of a water we have H2O. Okay, that's what the composition of water. Okay, so from here, we will know that we have H2O inside of the water. So you have to remember, whenever there is an experiment of electrolysis of water, this means you separate. Okay, kamu pisahkan. You separate the water into hydrogen and also into oxygen gas. Okay, so for electrolysis of water, what you need is this. You're going to need your electrode, either your cathode or your anode. Okay, so you're going to need this. You have to have test tube, obviously, and then you have to have your cathode and also your anode. Okay, so this test tube, it will capture the amount of oxygen, okay, and also hydrogen gas inside a water. So this electrolysis of water you use to separate the water into what? Hydrogen and also into a molecule of water. Okay, so when you switch on this current, okay, the electrolysis of water will separate this hydrogen gas and also oxygen gas. Okay, so you have to remember. So for cathode, they will capture hydrogen gas. For anode, it will capture the oxygen gas. This kind of question they will always ask you in the objective question. If they ask you in the subjective question, then it's going to be much more tricky. So they will give you this picture, then they will ask you what's the aim of the experiment, or they will ask you what kind of gas would you get from electrolysis of water, or they will ask you how do you identify identify the presence of hydrogen, how do you identify the presence of oxygen. That are the kind of question they will ask you if in the subjective question. Okay, so when you look at this, you have to remember, okay, cathode will be for hydrogen gas, anode will be for oxygen gas. Okay, so that you have to remember. And then here, for anode, okay, there is a mistake in here. So for anode, you will get oxygen gas, right? This area, oxygen gas. So how do you confirm the presence of oxygen? How do you confirm the presence of oxygen? Okay. So how do you confirm the presence of oxygen in this area? How? Okay, oxygen. So you can use a glowing wooden splinter. So a glowing wooden splinter reignites when closest into the mouth of the test tube. So this means when you have like a glowing wooden splinter, maksudnya kayu yang membara, okay? Kayu yang membara, and it will ignite. Dia akan menyala semula. So maksudnya like you have like a small match, okay? For example, and then api dia sudah hilang-hilang gitu. Okay, api dia kena sikit-sikit. But once you have oxygen, dia akan ternyala balik api tersebut. So that's what does it mean by glowing wooden splinter. So the wood, okay, the wooden splinter actually almost, okay, the fire is almost gone. And then when you make it closer to the oxygen, it will reignite. So this will confirm, okay, this will shows the positive presence of oxygen gas. Okay, and to Okay, so this is supposed to be hydrogen. Okay, so how do you identify the presence of hydrogen gas? Okay, how do you identify the presence of hydrogen gas in the cathode? You will have a lighted wooden splinter. Maksudnya kayu tu ada api. Okay, kayu tu ada api. So it's different from a glowing wooden splinter. So a lighted wooden splinter maksudnya dia ada api. So it will produce a pop sound. Okay, dia kena bunyi pop. And then bila dia dekat dengan ni, so when you put the lighted wooden splinter, it will make a pop sound. Okay, when it's close to a hydrogen gas. Okay, it will sound like pop, and then it will confirm the presence of hydrogen gas, so it's positive. So from this electrolysis of water, so we have separated the hydrogen gas and also oxygen gas. So we know inside the water we have H2O, right? So the ratio would be 1. Yes, so the ratio would be 1 to 2. That's the ratio. 1 oxygen gas is equivalent to 2 hydrogen gas. Okay. So if you have any question, you can always ask me. Okay, as usual. If not, you can always rewind this video. Okay, so we're gonna look this. This is similar to the ones electrolysis of water, but in a different form. So sometimes they're gonna ask you. Okay, they're gonna ask you this kind of question. They will give you this kind of diagram. Okay, so it's actually similar. This is still electrolysis of water. So in the anode, you're gonna get hydrogen, and the cathode, you're gonna get hydrogen gas. Okay, so this electrolysis of water, it will separate water into hydrogen and also oxygen gas. Okay, so we're going to get ratio of 1 to 2, where 1 molecule of oxygen equivalent to 2 molecule of hydrogen. Okay, so you have to remember. You have to remember whenever this experiment, okay, happen, you will get 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Okay, so contohnya if we have balloon dekat sini, dia akan mengembang. Ni dia mengembang lagi besar. Why? Because we have 2 hydrogen. Dia mengembang kecil sikit because we only have 1 oxygen. Okay, so this is how you understand this kind of experiment. When you see a bigger balloon with the hydrogen, this means you know there is H2. The smaller one, you're going to have just 1 oxygen gas. Okay, 1 molecule of oxygen gas. This means they are lesser hydrogen. They are lesser oxygen. Okay, so this will tell you that this experiment is actually electrolysis of water. So how do you identify? So how do you identify? This is a really important question. They will always ask you in the subjective. So how do you identify a hydrogen gas? So when you near the lighted wooden splinter or burning splint, it will produce this pop sound. Okay, you have to remember, hydrogen will always be a pop sound. Okay, it will always be a pop sound. So it will be like a small explosion, pop, just like that. Okay, it's a tiny small explosion. Okay, so for hydrogen, when you have this glowing splint, when you have this glowing splint, it will reignite. So bila dia ni, dia tidak api mula-mula, okay? Dia tidak api. So dia cuma api kecil macam ni saja. Tapi bila kamu dekatkan dengan hydrogen, terus dia akan menyala. Okay, that's the difference. That's the difference between hydrogen and also oxygen. You have to remember, because if they ask you in the subjective question, then it will carry a lot of mark. Okay, so you have to remember, for hydrogen it will produce the pop sound, and also for oxygen it will reignite. Okay, it will reignite. And then we also have here a more 3D. No, actually this is a real picture. Okay, so this is the experiment we could use. Okay, so if you want to test the presence of oxygen, For example, if this person actually he put in the glowing wooden splinter, okay, inside. See, you can see this small fire, right? You can see this fire, the splint has been reignite. Nampak kan api kecil ni? So, maksudnya mereka terbakar semula. Okay? And then for hydrogen, for example, if we tilt the test tube, okay, kan test tube tu dia ada hydrogen gas. Okay, so if we tilt it and then kamu kasih kena your wooden splinter, dia akan ada bunyi pop. Okay, so when you open your test tube, kan ada dua tadi test tube. So bila kamu buka, okay, kamu buka macam ni, kamu letak wooden splinter dekat sini, wooden splinter dekat sini. One will make a pop sound and one will reignite. The pop sound will be for hydrogen and the reignite will be for oxygen. Okay, so that's all you need to remember for the composition of water. Okay, so separation of hydrogen and oxygen we will have through the electrolysis of water. If you have any question, you can always ask me. If not, you can always rewind. Okay, and we will meet again in the next video.